This is a Mining Interactive video production.
I'm here in Holland with postcards from Europe. Midweek with Nick Nicolaas. And I'm here today with Henk Krasenberg. He is the editor of the European Gold Center. The European Gold Center has a series of programs, or letters rather, which is Goldview is one, Mining in Africa the other, and then the other one, Mining in Europe. I've known Henk for many, many years. His letter goes out to a lot of funds, fund managers, individual investors, both in North America as well as in Europe, and I'd imagine in Africa as well. I would like to welcome Henk. Henk, thank you very much for being here. I appreciate it in my native country and your native country.
Absolutely. And it's nice to have you here.
Henk,
because
yeah?
Once you have your roots, and you never forget them.
Oh, you got that right. No, that's for sure. I'm as much as a Canadian as I possibly can be, but there's still that lingering situation as far as roots are concerned. Now, Henk, let's talk first of all about mining in Africa. Give us a little bit of a synopsis.
Well, I got into mining in Africa because I have a big fascination for what's happening there, based on history, present, and future. It's the richest continent on Earth, but it's also the poorest continent on Earth, and we all know it. You can write books, and there are many, many books written on it, on what the reason was that Africa is in the situation it is in today. As far as resources is concerned, we all know they had the discovery of the first big gold mines and the big diamond mines in the late 1880s. And after that, a lot of things happened. Nevertheless, the continent is largely underexplored. And when I talk about the continent, I'm talking about Africa outside of South Africa and Congo, and a little bit Ghana, the three major countries so far. We have seen a lot of new companies coming forward with discoveries, significant discoveries, Burkina Faso, Mali, but also Niger for uranium, gold in Egypt, Mauritania, even Algeria, Djibouti, Eritrea, other countries are coming forward. There's a lot of things going on. There are so many international companies from Australia, from Canada, from a little bit US, from England, from Europe, exploring all over Africa. It's a big, fascinating continent, full of resources, and there are you can write horror books on mining in Africa, many have been written, but you can also write the positive side. I see a lot of positive things happening in Africa. There's a lot of things, but let's not forget that Africa is coming from behind, and it's our own fault that they have to come from behind, but they are doing great. And I just would like to mention the just recent World Soccer Cup. They did a fantastic job. It costs a little money, that's an understatement, but they showed that they can do things the rest of the world is doing too, and they do it well. Mm-hmm. I love Africa in a certain way.
All right, now let's get to what I like very much, and I know you like very much, and that is your Goldview letter is focused on gold. Tell us a little bit what your views are on gold.
Well, gold is the barometer of economic and financial life in the world. No matter what some people say, that gold has lost its role in the financial world. I don't think it is correct. Gold will always have the mythical powers it always had in history. It is this undefinable attraction that people have for gold. And yes, I also read those comments of skeptics. What do you need gold for? I mean, we can do without it. Yes, we can, but we really can't. And gold is back to part of its glory, and people think we are seeing only records, but if you adjust the gold price for just the cost of living, we are only halfway of the record that we had in 1980. So if you say gold is very expensive already, it's record level, it's absolute nonsense. There's a lot of room, upside potential, and I believe that we will see that in the next 5 to 10 years.
Yeah, no, I'm also very positive on gold, and although it's come down a little bit, as far as we both are concerned, it's a buying opportunity
Nick,
right now.
like I used to say, if you walk up big stairs and you come finally upwards, you need a deep breath. That's what gold is doing.
Yeah, gold is right now is just adjusting, and that creates an opportunity to buy into it, or to basically some people may be able to average down even, but they should have a position.
One important thing, people say there is no shortage of gold. No, maybe not. If you add all the figures, maybe not. But if you just take out the gold sales of the governments and the banks, then there is a shortage of gold.
Yeah, for sure.
And they can sell their gold only once. Then they have to buy it back. And if you look at the supply for the next years is under pressure. So if the continent, the world, is just remaining to have the aftermath of crisis and financial difficulties, the only instrument, the only commodity that the people can go back to is gold. So if the demand for gold should rise, and I think it will, and supply will really be under pressure, then you have a different picture, and that's not recognized.
No, I totally agree with you. Let's get down to mining in Europe.
Yeah.
Tell us a little bit, what is your perspective on mining in Europe?
Well, I was following Canadian and Canadian listed companies all over the world. I saw some of them active in Europe, and I got fascinated by that. I mean, I'm European. I spent quite some time in Europe during all my traveling, and I see companies exploring in countries that I hardly realized they had mining. I have opened the doors to companies from other countries as well, and I have a study, and I'm still working on it every day. I see companies that are active in Europe, and I write them down.
Yeah.
They are from Australia, from Canada, from Europe itself, from Russia, from Africa. They come from everywhere. And I have now over 150 companies analyzed that are active somehow with metals, exploration projects, some are even mining, all over Europe. When you talk in Europe to European institutions, to the bankers, you talk about mining in Europe, they look at you like you're telling something that is not true. I mean, people are not aware of it. Mining in European countries hardly fetches the limelight. Nobody's talking about it. No. That is why I decided to launch last year, to launch mining in Europe.
Now, you're very right about a lot of politicians and so on are really not aware of what's going on. They're slowly waking up. But in the northern countries, for instance, like in Sweden and Finland and Norway, they have mined there for hundreds of years, and mining is doing very well. And there's a lot of very large mines. The Kiruna district in Sweden, for instance, there is lots of rare earth, there's lots of uranium, there's lots of gold. So those Nordic countries certainly are aware of their mining industry.
Yeah, we always knew about the big companies in Boliden in Sweden and Outokumpu in Finland. So that was already indicating, hey, there must be some mining there, and there is mining. But Europe is a small area compared to the big world. Here in Holland, we hardly know what's going on in Sweden, and in Sweden they have no idea, except our national soccer team. But they have no idea what's going on. There is no communication. There is not that European feeling that Canadians have to Canada, that the United States citizens have to the United States. We are all Europeans, but we don't really have that feeling yet. Now that has to grow with the European Union. That's growing, but we are so individualistic. So
still individual.
Still, I mean that is going to last for another 100 years. So to get an overall picture, it's not so easy.
No,
but it's fascinating, and of course we have a lot of new European countries that are entering the European market. And I'm not only talking about companies like Romania, Bulgaria, the Slavic countries, but also the countries beyond that are on the edge of Asia and Europe, like Armenia, Kazakhstan. Is that Europe? Politically not, or geographically not, but they are associated member of Europe. Yeah. So Europe is growing.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. No, I can see that, and like I say, I'm looking forward to some great results from those companies that are mining or exploring specifically in Europe. And Henk, I'd like to thank you very much for being here today. Okay. And these postcards from Europe, we are trying to give the European perspective as much as possible. And your thoughts and ideas, on the European community as well as Africa, as well as gold itself, are very much appreciated. And I thank you.
Okay.
Well, Henk, thank you for being here. And this is Nick Nicolaas here on behalf of Mining Interactive with Midweek and Postcards from Europe. Stay tuned. Bye for now.